So I just, like that. Like, I remain level eye contact, but I'm like, because I'm standing here pissing, I'm like, this motherfucker, Danny Duncan, is taking a piss right next to me. I was like, this is pretty legendary. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty sick. And so I'm just pissing, I look over. And, this dude, Danny, he's like, bro, why you trying to look at my dick?
Bro, you won't believe what happened this fucking past week, dog.
What's up?
So, I was talking to my little sister. I talk to her every once in a while, you know what I mean? But, like, this time was a little different, because she had texted me. She was just like, hey, I need to talk to you. Call me whenever you wake up. It's important. And I was just like, oh, shit, you know, I wonder what she didn't got herself into, or, you know, what's so important that she needs to talk to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, called her, or texted her. She didn't answer, I ended up texting her. And she's like, just give a little context, 10 or 12, she's about 2012. And she was just like, I found your YouTube. And I was just like, oh shit. Oh shit. And you already know what we be doing on that YouTube. We be getting lit and crazy over there. Not for 10, 12-year-olds.
Yeah, y'all know.
You know what I mean? But so, basically she was just like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Congratulations on 1.3. And she asked me if I told my dad. And I was like, nah, I don't really care. I haven't told him. Like, he doesn't know. But, like, if he found out, like, I wouldn't really care. She thought I'd care. She was like, I won't tell. Like, you know, she was keeping it solid.
My question is, how the fuck did a 12-year-old girl find your YouTube channel? YouTube is supposed to, like, bruh.
Oh, no. I mean,
was your little sister?
She could have came across my Instagram or something and, like, clicked the link. So, like, I have the link in there to my YouTube channel.
I feel like you should ask her how she found it, just, like out of curiosity. Because it's, like, if she didn't find it on your IG, imagine she just got recommended one of your videos on YouTube.
Bro. That'd be an L, but be sick at the same time.
That would be sick, but that would be L YouTube, because it's like, you know what I'm saying?
You're reaching a wrong demographic. But yeah, bro, that shit happened, and I was just like, damn. And it made me think, like, because my mom, she knows what she knows what we be doing.
Yeah.
For the most part, like, whenever I'm going out and doing shit, she's like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, filming a video. So, she has an idea.
Yeah.
Like, your mom and shit knows too, right?
Yeah. My mom knows.
Yeah, no,
Pop's not so much.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Fuck him.
Yeah. Because, like, I wouldn't tell my grandma or none of them. They're, like, you know what I mean? They're on that boomer shit. So they're just like, nah. They're not with the shits whenever it comes to marijuana.
Yeah, this shit is just funny. Did she say she watched any of the videos?
I don't know if she watched any of them. Like, she might have. I don't know.
Damn. Should've asked her. That's
Yeah.
funny, though.
Yeah, pretty crazy, bro. I hope not. Do a lot of shit on there. A lot of weed smoking. Hope she's not influenced.
Hopefully not. She's got a few more years before.
Nah. But yeah, bro, I thought that shit was pretty wild. Thought I'd share that with you in the pod.
Yeah, bro. Speaking of wild events. Bro, so this is something that if you guys know me, or if you guys have known me, or if you just followed me for a while, I think this was back a while ago. I can't remember what year it was. But for those that know who Danny Duncan is, he was doing his tour. It was the second tour, I'm pretty sure. The Virginity Rocks tour. And it was at a location in Austin, Texas. So me and my homie went down there, drove down there, and ended up going to the fucking Danny Duncan shit. And that shit was lit as fuck. Like, there was just hella dudes. It was mainly just a bunch of dudes. Like, there was just hella people there, and like everyone got there early, so you could like everyone could take pictures with them before. There was a long ass line, so we all got. I'll pop up the picture for those that watch the podcast. I'll pop up the picture right here. You guys can see that shit. Me and the boy Danny Duncan. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But whenever I went up there to take the picture, and I was telling my homie, I was like, bro, I'm finna ask him to shave my head. Because for those that don't know, Danny Duncan, like, one of the things he used to do, or like was sort of known for, was like shaving people's heads and shit. Give him like the old man haircut.
Yeah.
Like he'd only shave the top, not the sides.
Just a little off the top.
So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do that shit. So whenever it was my turn to take the flick with him, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, you gotta shave my head, bruh. And he was like, you're down? And I was like, yeah. And so he had his manager come out, wrote my name down on the list. And bro, he handed me the notepad and had me write my name down. But bro, I was the first name on the list.
The very first.
Very first. There ended up being like 4 to 6 people that ended up doing it.
I was gonna ask if there was like a whole line.
There wasn't a bunch of people that got their head shaved, but there was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
there was a few
did
people.
you have to sign like a contract or some shit? You will not sue Danny Enterprise.
I think so, yeah. I think so. I think they had to, I can't remember, but I think so. But basically, it was like after that we just went down and like the show started like per usual. But then at a certain time period, they said like anyone that wants to get their head shaved, go to the go to the back. So we went over there, and bro, I'm kind of skipping ahead of shit. So before this shit even started, we were waiting like upstairs. There's like 2 floors to it, right?
Yeah.
And there's a pool table up there. So me and my homie were just playing pool, and this motherfucker, Danny, just comes out looking short as fuck, bro. He's hella short.
Yeah.
This dude Danny comes out, and his filmer Alex following him, and he takes the pool stick from me, and he like puts his leg on the table, the pool table or some shit, and does like some weird ass trick shot, and he missed it. I feel like, bro, I swear to God, if he made it, I feel like it would have made it in the video. But he missed the shot.
Yeah,
he missed the trick shot, and then me and I'll probably bleep that out. But me and my homie were just chilling there, fucking like, oh, fucking, you know what I'm saying? We're just
chilling with Danny.
And then he ended up going back in there. So I guess like the backstage, like chill area, was like upstairs type shit. There's 2 like chill areas, but the backstage was downstairs, and then the chill area was upstairs. And then so after that, he went back in there, and then later like a few minutes later, I ended up going to the bathroom, and like it was on the same floor, and like it was one of the bathrooms where like it has like, what are they called? The ones where you just piss and it's like on the wall, urinal.
Divider. Oh, the urinal.
Urinal, yeah. Yeah, so there's like 2 urinals and 1 stall. But the urinals didn't have a divider.
Yeah.
So I go in there, bro, and I'm like, oh, damn, whatever. And I just start, doing my business. And then I hear the door open, and I'm thinking it's my homie. But I just sort of look back, and this motherfucker, Danny Duncan, walks in, bro. And I'm just standing there taking a piss. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Give him a little head nod. Go back to what I'm doing. And then he comes and starts pissing right next to me. But like, I don't know if you remember like middle school, how like there'd always be that one kid that would stand like 3 feet from the urinal and piss. Yeah. Danny was like not standing close at all. And like, I'm not saying I was looking or anything, but like I'm standing here pissing, and this dude just comes up, starts, pissing as well. And so I just, like that. Like I remain level eye contact, but I'm like, because I'm standing here pissing, I'm like, this motherfucker Danny Duncan is taking a piss right next to me. I was like, this is pretty legendary. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty sick. And so I'm just pissing, I look over. And this dude Danny, he's like, bro, why you trying to look at my dick? Bro. That shit was so funny, dog. I just started dying laughing. Mid-piss, bro. That shit was so funny.
On God.
And we both walked out. Neither one of us washed our hands.
No.
Yeah.
Dirty fellows.
Yeah. And then fast forward, the show started. And then I went back there behind this stage. And then my homie came with me because I asked him, and I said he was filming for me. This was before I did YouTube. I knew I told him if he was the filmer, then they'd be cool with it. Because I wanted to get a video for IG. Which, speaking of that video, so I'm going to pop it up right here. But basically, for those, if you're just listening, if you don't feel like watching it, what you guys are seeing right now is a video of, so it wasn't Danny, it was Danny's, like, one of his homies, Kev, that, like, started the head shave shit. And so he's shaving my head in the video. My homie was up there on the stage recording it. So y'all can see that shit right there. But it was throw, like, when we went backstage, like, all of, like, the people that Danny be filming with was back there. Like, the midgets, or short people, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And, Danny, and then the Sun Hat Kid was there.
Oh,
Back when they were still cool. And, like, all them motherfuckers.
Lost my fucking vape.
Damn. But yeah, and then after that, yeah, you guys saw the video, but yeah, we basically just, he shaved my head, and then that was it. I was like, God damn. And that was the start of sophomore year, the summer before sophomore year. So I ended up going back to sophomore year, and I had like a military buzz cut, dog. So like,
you had to wear like a hat or
I was
some
wearing a
shit?
hat every day to school, and that's how the like vice principal that was in charge of discipline ended up finding me, and or like not finding me, but ended up like she would see me every day and like tell me to take off my hat, and so that's how she ended up like remembering my name, and like
Whenever you take off your hat, did she say anything about your head?
like
did she
no,
say-
but like I just be hella embarrassed because that shit was like, you know what I'm saying?
Like Danny Duncan did it to me.
Well, and then one day she came up to me, she was like, "Why are you always wearing a hat?" And I was like, "Look at my hair." And she's like, "Is it not normally like that?" And I was like, "No, it's not." And she was like, "Well, what happened?" And I told her, and she didn't believe me. She thought that I like was on like fucking a bunch of drugs and people shaved my head while I was passed out or something. I was like, no. But yeah, this shit was fucked up. She's a bitch.
L. Teacher. There it is. Damn. Ah, bro, that's pretty crazy. I've never met a YouTuber. Met one celebrity, R. Kelly. I'm not very proud of it, but
Nice.
my only celebrity.
Fucking R. Kelly. Yeah, Danny was like, he was chill. I mean, bro, he was just hella short. And like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, he was chill.
Long gone. I feel like Danny'd be a sick ass person to meet.
Yeah.
But shit, bro, you had a topic. It was YMW Melly allegedly authorized a hit on his mother.
Yeah, bro. Did you hear about that shit?
I did not hear about that shit.
Bro, so this is allegedly because we haven't seen any evidence of this, but basically, there was a court document that was released of the prosecutors claiming that they had evidence that he put a hit out on his mom.
Why did he put the hit out on his mom? Did he fucking steal something?
Well, that's the big question. Why would he put a hit out on his mother?
Is she talking too much? Like, what's going on?
Like, that shit to me, it's like, I feel like, this is my stance on it. I don't think, well, I mean, I know, none of us know what the fuck happened. So it's like, until we know, we don't know.
I feel like it could have been misinterpreted.
But, at the end of the day, if he did kill both of his best friends, and if he did try and put it on his mom, I believe he should be behind bars. If he didn't, then I don't think he should. I mean, obviously. But I feel like that shit is pretty crazy that they're even claiming that. I mean, I don't know why they would claim something that insane unless they had evidence to back that up. You know
Some type of evidence, but and you haven't seen any evidence out on the shit. Just the claim.
It was just, I think it might have been a video, but it was just, yeah, it was basically the prosecutors explaining to the judge that they have phone records and shit like that.
Damn. So it was probably some shit that they found in the past or something.
Either that or yeah, I have no clue.
Damn. That shit's crazy as fuck, bro. bro.
I know, bruh.
Like, this dude's Melly been locked up for how long now?
And he's like a kid, bro. He's young.
And he's in his 20s or some shit, isn't he?
Not much older than us, I don't think.
Yeah, bro, this shit's crazy, man. That's that Florida bread shit, you know what I mean? Those niggas are different.
Yeah, I mean, Florida gets paid to prosecute. Florida gets paid to prosecute. So basically, and this was one of the things that X was talking about in the interview, if y'all watched the last podcast, but instead of getting paid to like win trials and prove people are guilty of crimes, they just get paid to prosecute people for crimes.
Drag on the trial as long as possible.
And many states that are like that, if you look at the stats, it ends up being like, if you look at the statistics, a lot of the communities that are affected are the black communities.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at if you just Google stats, like we don't have our Jamie yet, but if we had a Jamie, like if you just Google stats of what percentage, like the percentages of races imprisoned in America, like how many percentage of white versus black versus Mexican, Asian, all the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not like equal all between all of them, like and that's because, I mean, a lot of the states, because of the fact that they get paid to prosecute, and because of how the system is, how the cops, and just how everything works, it ends up just massively affecting the black communities.
Yeah. It's fucked, bro. It's fucked.
So I mean, Florida, I mean, Melly does fall into that. I mean, if he didn't do that shit, then free Melly, because I mean, they claim his defense is that it was a drive-by.
And they keep claiming they have some hard-ass evidence on him. But it just keeps delaying the trial because they're trying to get more and more and more.
That's why people believe that they don't have anything. Because if they're delaying it, then if you had 100%, we have evidence that'll fucking lock this motherfucker up for 1,000,000 years. We got him. Cold case. We got this motherfucker. Cold case isn't the right term, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If that's how they were feeling type shit, if that's the case that they had, why would they be delaying it?
Well, what everyone keeps, or what I'm hearing, like what I've seen, is that they're just trying to they're trying to drop the fucking bomb on him. So basically, they want to give him the death penalty.
Yeah,
and
they do
to
want
do that. Yeah. You have to have a lot of fucking
you do.
heavy charges type shit, and so they're trying to drop every single charge on him that they can.
They want to make an example out of him. That's why they're going for the death penalty.
Full on fucking bullshit, bro. But I mean, like, shit. Like you were saying, like, if he did that shit, I mean, okay. I feel like it is still a bit extreme that they got him locked up for this long. Keep pushing, like, his trial back and shit, and having, like, bro, it's just, he's going through a whole lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just dragging the shit on. And that part in itself is fucked up. And I get COVID also fucked some shit up. It's like everything was like fucking just the world stopped running for a minute, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all that shit was fucked. And it also didn't make sense how this nigga 6ix9ine got out on like COVID relief, but like Melly couldn't get that shit. Cause I remember he applied for it.
Because that's such a different case.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I get the case is different. But
6ix9ine was an informant.
Yeah.
He wasn't one of the main people being charged. He was an informant. Melly is the main criminal being charged. Even though there's other people involved.
Yeah. Shit's crazy, dog.
But yeah, bro, speaking of that shit, so, speaking of like the guns and shit, the whole shootout, they claim it was a drive-by or whatever with the Melly shit. But the Supreme Court, and so I know people by hearing us say the Supreme Court, there's two ways they think we're gonna go with this. Because the Supreme Court has done two things recently. They got rid of Roe versus Wade, and then they got rid of the New York handgun law. And so for Roe versus Wade, when that information leaked that was going to happen, and we actually did a whole podcast. It's titled, like, the main podcast is titled on abortions, and that shit. So if y'all want to go check that podcast out, you can. So we already discussed that topic back when the leaks came out. So the handgun laws. So I don't know if are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
Not the New York handgun laws. I haven't heard about that one.
So basically, New York had a law that went against our constitutional rights, and it has been a law for the past 50 years or so. 50 years of breaking our Constitution in New York. And the law was that you could not get a license to purchase a handgun. You could not purchase a handgun in New York without proving probable need for self-defense. Meaning, unless someone's trying to fucking murder you, you can't buy a handgun in New York. Unless you can't prove that you need a gun to defend someone from trying to hurt you.
Yeah. It's pretty fucked.
50 years of that law being a thing in New York, and the Supreme Court overturned it. And very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's a step forward.
Obviously, a lot of people are going to disagree with that, but no restriction on firearm. And we did a whole podcast talking about this. Fucking the gun laws and
Yeah. That's why I don't really want to repeat myself on the shit.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to go much over that, but
the same thing.
I'm just saying, like, that shit, I feel like it's definitely good that that the Supreme Court passed that, as well as Roe versus Wade. I know a lot of people were getting upset about that, saying that they're banning abortions across America, but that's not true. It's not true. Everyone was saying that the Supreme Court, with Roe versus Wade, they banned their constitutional right for women to get abortions. And so basically, from my understanding, and I'm not like a fucking, like, I'm not insanely educated on this topic, but basically with that shit, they banned the law allowing all abortions in America, which, like we discussed on that podcast, they were letting failed abortions, born babies just sit there and die, right?
Yeah.
So they were letting even that shit happen. So obviously, that is not a good law. So the Supreme Court got rid of Roe versus Wade, which is a bad law. So now we can create a better one, where abortions are allowed under circumstances, reasonable circumstances that we can all come to an agreement on, because, or like when you meet in the middle, like type shit, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like X said on the interview.
Mutual agreement or some shit.
Well, not mutual agreement, but like X said on the interview, to create, you must destroy. To create anything, you must destroy. And if you want to create actual good laws around abortion, you have to destroy the fucked up ones. And that's what happened. So I feel like the two things that they did in the Supreme Court with the handgun law and the Roe versus Wade, I feel like as much as everyone's going to paint it as a bad thing and a step back, I think they were both two very good things to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can 100% agree with that. It's a step forward in the gun space. It's like, bro, they're still digging out the ARs trying to get rid of those fucking every goddamn week.
Yeah.
But I don't fucking know, man. I just do know that they're definitely gonna have to put up a fucking fat ass fight before they start taking people's ARs, you know what I mean, or people's guns in general.
So this is how they would do it. And I'm telling you this based on how other countries have done it. This is how it's always done. They will convince everyone that it is needed and necessary to have a gun registry. Meaning that, and they're going to use all the school shootings and everything, the mass shootings, to convince everyone that we need to have a gun registry. So our government has a registry of every American that has a legal firearm, right? You might think, oh, what's the harm in that?
Which we already have.
No, there's not a federal registry. So basically, the reason why that would be the worst thing in American history is because the registry would be what is used to take our guns. They're not going to go knocking door to door saying, hey, give us your fucking guns. They're not going to do that. All they have to do is say, hey, you guys have to turn in your firearms or we'll send you to fucking jail. And they will make a few public figures and celebrities an example and arrest them. And everyone else won't want to be the one they make an example of. So everyone will start turning in their guns. And if you want to say, oh, I already turned my guns in, or oh, I don't own any, they already have a fucking registry. They know.
Every single gun you've ever bought.
That's what they did in Australia. That's what they've done in every single country that is taken away firearms. They use a registry. So that's what they would do. That's what they would do if they did take away our guns. They're going to make a registry. So if you hear that talking, if you hear people starting talking about, oh, a gun registry, just know that's the beginning of the end of the right to bear arms.
Beginning of the end.
But speaking of the fucking government banning shit, bro, this is a little lighter topic, but so this is for those that are watching, this is my wife right here, my beloved, my true love. For those that don't know, I'll introduce you. Her name is Julia. Sweet, sweet Julia. I might have to give her a kiss right now.
Nice. Very nice.
Wonderful. Wonderful Julia. But the government is trying to take her away from me, bro. They don't want us to be happy.
I saw.
The FDA has banned the sale of Juul products in America.
And it's all a move, dog. It's the cigarette companies. They want you to smoke cigs instead.
It's the cigarette companies that are in control of everything. Bro, I just think it's so funny because out of all the problems in America that are taking so long to fix and still haven't been fixed, but if it has anything to do with the nicotine shit, oh, right away. Move the age from 18 to 21, right away. Ban Juuls, right away. And that's why I don't understand, because it's like, as much as like, oh, kids are on Juuls, fuck that shit. The amount of kids are on Juuls, there are more adults that used to smoke cigarettes that got off their addiction using Juuls. There are more adults. And you might think, oh, that's not true. It's because you're not in that fucking demographic. But there are so many people. Juice WRLD is a great example. Juice WRLD was in his 20s. And he literally was on, like, everyone's seen him, like, chiefing Juuls and shit. And he talked about on his stream, he was talking about how like, they literally hit just, like, cigarettes. It's like, he knew type shit. It's like, people that would smoke cigs and then they would hit a Juul, like, that shit would help them from not smoking that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, the fact that they want to ban Juuls, it's like, bruh. It doesn't make sense. Ban every vape then. You want to ban every vape and then ban cigarettes? You have to, like, it just...
I mean, that's probably what they're going to start slowly doing.
They just can't do that. They're going to have to...
fucking start knocking them down.
If you ban one vape, you have to ban every single one. And if they ban vapes, then they got to ban cigarettes too. That's how it is. That shit is fucked, bro. They're trying to take my wife away from me, dog.
It's going to be tough, man.
I thought I'd never be happy, and then I found my true love, and now... they don't want us to be together.
It's gonna be all right, bro. It's gonna be all right. Yeah, no, that shit's crazy as hell, though, dog.
Yeah, we might have to start taking road trips out to Canada, stocking up on Juul.
Canadian trip. I was actually talking about Canada not too long ago.
They also have good beer out there too. We get some Canadian beers.
Some Canadian beers, some Canadian women.
Some Canadian pods.
Oh. Canadian weed.
You know,
they're legal everywhere out there. It's probably not as good as here, but
I've heard that their weed isn't the best.
Yeah, they're still in the process. You know what I mean? But once it becomes federally legal here, you can get weed from fucking up or down, because Mexico's already federally legal.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time. You're gonna get some Mexican weed, some Canadian weed.
Yes,
It's just gonna be
sir.
lit. International weed, bro. Like it's gonna be a thing. Eventually, the whole world's gonna go green.
That's when the whole weed delivery service shit's gonna start with Uber weed or whatever.
And that shit's gonna go crazy, bro. Imagine getting some international weed imported legally. Like you're like, fuck.
And then you get it delivered to your cribbo.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're like, fuck. I've been smoking on this Canadian weed for a while. Let me go ahead and get some of that Jamaican shit. Order it just like an Amazon package. Get that shit in 1 to 2 weeks. Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
I'm not.
That shit. Hey, if anyone's out there that has the ability to do this shit, make this shit happen. And since I gave you the idea, send me some free Jamaican weed, dog. Like, please.
Yes, sir. Sponsor us.
Sponsor me, man, with that Jamaican shit, bro. I was talking to this older gentleman that I work with. He quit a little bit ago, but he was saying, like, I asked him, I was like, hey man, you ever smoke weed? He was like, yeah, back in the day I smoked a little bit. I went to Jamaica with my wife, or his wife at the time, and they're still together, I think, actually. Yeah, his wife, current wife, and he was saying that he smoked some Jamaican weed. It was the best shit that he had. But at the same time, I'm thinking like, fucking, this was like 20, 30 years ago, and I'm thinking like to present time now. The weed we have now is pretty fucking insane, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Like, they didn't have wax, they didn't have none of that shit back then like we do now.
They had hash.
Alright, they had hash, but their weed was like, eh.
Their hash was bussin' back then.
I bet the hash was like, eh.
Them old folks invented hash, bro.
They probably did, but, you know, with some boof-ass weed, bro. Yeah. I was looking at, like, pictures of, like, weed from back then, and...
Yeah.
It looked like some fucking boof. Like, literally all of it looked like Reggie, and, like, it was showing, like, the top shelf version, and it looked like Reggie Pack Level 1000. So I was like, yeah, no, those niggas were smoking boof. But I'm not saying he's from the 1800s, you know what I mean? But, like, thinking, like, 19 fucking...
Bro, what do you think, like, the motherfuckers in the 13 colonies, like, you think they were smoking some dope back then?
13 colonies? Maybe, because think about... They probably, like, those niggas, they were growing in, like, good soil and shit.
Like,
well, if we're talking about the Indians.
Because think about it, no, the Indians obviously smoked weed. I know that, because I'm Native American.
I feel like they grew some fucking pressure.
Well, no, they definitely smoked, because I'm Native American, and, like, part of my, like, the Creek tribes, they do a lot of ceremonies with weed and shit, and tobacco. But, and psychedelics.
Peyote.
But I'm saying, like, the white people, like, the people came over from Great Britain and started colonizing.
They were probably
the ones that killed all the Indians.
Fucking not even Reggie, dog.
But, like, do you think they even smoked weed, bro?
I feel like they just smoked tobacco, drank beer.
You don't think they smoked a little of the nice green herb?
Nah, they're hella racist, so they're probably like, oh, those fucking weirdo Indians, we're not smoking that shit.
So, it's probably the Indians that have, like, introduced weed to the white man.
Because they did teach them how to farm, too, whenever they came out here.
Yeah. And then, you think they'd be smoking weed down in Africa?
I don't know, that's a good question. I'm sure they do some black market shit out there, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I know there's someone that smokes weed in Africa.
I know, like, there's hella, like, pirates and, like, there's still pirates and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I found out, I was like, there's still pirates? And, like, I was like, damn, this shit's dope. But they're not like how it is in the movies, Pirates of the Caribbean. It's, like, in Africa. They'd be going on, like, just little boats.
Like that Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah, like the Tom Hanks
That's
movie.
whenever I learned that pirates.
Yeah, it was, bro, it was literally that movie.
I was like, oh shit, this is what the modern day
These
pirates?
are modern day pirates.
I am the captain now.
I am the captain now.
Bro, imagine you're just going on a cruise, bro. You see like 4 or 5 niggas with AKs, fucking, I am the captain now.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
Your money. I'd be like,
when I get a boat, I'm trying to get a sailboat one day in my life because I love sailing. It's such a vibe. Not a fucking yacht, not a fucking with the engine and all that shit. I want a sailboat, bro.
Big ass.
A big ass sailboat, bro. It's the vibe right there. And I'm finna have a crew, and them motherfuckers finna be strapped, dog. Cause no motherfuckers running up on my sailboat,
Straight
bro.
up, bro.
I'm gonna have cannons and shit, bro.
I was just gonna say, yeah, if I'm gonna have, a big ass boat, balling out like that, I'm gonna have a cannon. I'm gonna have a fucking RPG on that bitch, cause like, bruh, I'm gonna lock you in. I'm gonna like yell at you on the intercom. I'm like, back the fuck up. You come in like a 5 mile radius, you're done. You're done. And then they come in within that bubble. I just fucking
You gotta get a fire hose too.
fire hose.
Yeah, it's like this hose that sprays
Oh.
flammable liquid, and then like it has a spark, then so it sprays fire. So it's like a giant flamethrower.
Yeah, but they won't get that close.
No, but that's what you do. That's what you do. It sprays hella far. It's like because they come up to the side of the boat and attach it with like a hook. So if they come up over the side, then you just creep up over them, and then you're right above them. And then you just toast them, bro. You toast them. Toast them.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want them to get that close. So like, I'd have a couple snipers, and then like I said, my RPG. I feel like I would like be itching to use RPG, so I'd be like, fuck that shit. I ain't.
Maybe a
asking
few
for
missiles
questions.
too.
I'll save the missiles for Jeff Bezos. I know he has a couple missiles. Maybe Elon too. I wouldn't be surprised. They fucking build rockets. I would have a couple missiles.
Really?
I mean, yeah, bro. Like, think about it. Think about it. You're a fucking billionaire. You wouldn't have a couple missiles. Like it's.
Yes.
That's
yes.
a different kind of flex. Like, think about it. That's a different kind of flex.
Obviously, I would.
Like, I bet you Jeff and Elon, like, whenever, like, they'd be like low key beefing online. Imagine like the DMs. Like, Jeff and Elon's DMs. He's like, bro, I'm so rich. I'll fucking bomb all of your houses. Some shit fucking.
Bro, they're trying to sue Elon over some shit.
Yeah, I saw that shit. They're trying to sue him over
the scam in the cryptocurrency.
No, you forgot. Scam.
Alleged scam in the.
What they're calling a scam is him basically like promoting crypto or whatever. He doesn't even promote crypto. He just like talks about it like how any normal person would talk about it, but just on the internet. And since he has such a huge influence, I mean, people listen to what he says and just happen to buy it. That's like the people's choice type shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like hella people like blatantly promote cryptos and like are telling you to like go buy this, and most of it's a fucking Ponzi scheme or like rug pull. And like they're like actually doing that shit, but none of them have been sued or brought to court. Only Elon.
And he didn't even do that shit.
But you want to know what it is?
Because he's the biggest example.
Nah, bro. You remember all that shit? Whenever he was saying that, like, he was trying to buy Twitter, and the whole government or whatever was against him, and then all the allegations started coming out right after the shit with that woman, and now he's about to get sued. It's all public humiliation.
Yeah.
They're trying to bring down his image, and then they're just gonna keep fucking him until he gets fucked out of his business. He has multiple businesses, which I think is...
It's so obvious what they're doing.
Yeah. And, like, they've done it so many times that at this point, it's like people should be able to pick it up pretty easy.
Same thing they did to Trump. If they can't kill you, they'll just kill your public image.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is pretty fucking tough, man. Tough nuts. But Elon's a goat. I feel like a lot of people kind of realize that. And he has like a large following that's high IQ and fucking, can see through the bullshit that's going out there and that they're throwing his way. But
yeah. Well, speaking of Elon, this is something that I wanted to talk about, and this is something that Elon definitely believes as well, but inevitably, humans will merge with AI. Artificial intelligence. And I'm saying that because if you think about... you think about humankind and how, like, the point of life, like we discussed in one podcast, is to, grow and evolve. And humans are constantly seeking for the better, make everything better, whether it's life, technology, whatever it is. But it's almost like humans are, like, have a psychological obsession with advancement, which includes technological advancement. And in the same way, everyone wants to buy the new iPhone or the new car or the new, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Everyone wants the new technology, the newest, new PlayStation, new Xbox, you know what I'm saying? Why would we not at some point want a fucking computer in our brain?
I mean, it'd be pretty sick.
It wouldn't be us.
I mean, it wouldn't.
It would be humans. Just think
Weird.
about the motherfuckers in the 1920s. And, like, say that's us. And then we grow old, we're like in our 80s, and then the fucking TV and all this shit starts being invented. You're like, what the fuck? Everyone's staring at a goddamn screen. Like, we don't understand that shit. But then those people die, and then the younger people grow up, and now everyone's looking at a TV. Then those people got old. And now the people that grew up looking at a TV look at all their kids staring at iPhone screens, thinking, oh, these kids always on their iPhones. So it keeps changing. So we are the ones that are always looking on our iPhones, but we're going to grow old, and our kids are going to be obsessed with VR, the virtual reality, and the whole, what is the shit that, like, the whole digital world that...
Yeah, bro, there's already an obsession
like,
for that.
there's going to be so much, and that's going to be the other generation, not ours. I mean, ours is going to be sort of tapped into it.
So it's already bleeding in.
But, like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's sort of like how the phones was for our generation, and our parents still use phones, but it's our generation that really understands that shit. Our generation is still going to be tapped into all that shit, but it's going to be the younger ones that's their shit. You see what I'm saying? And so, inevitably, at some point, humans and AI will merge, and it's inevitable. It's literally inevitable. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that's just gonna be crazy, dog. You can load up the hub just by fucking clicking your eyes a couple times.
Like, yeah, bro, shit's gonna be insane.
If you were to be able to get the chip, would you get it?
No. That's why I'm saying it's not gonna be our generation. It's a different generation.
Yeah.
But it will happen. That shit, the fucking... Yeah, bro. AI, like, I saw this on YouTube, but it was a video of this guy interviewing AI. They made this AI where it was this, like, fake person on the screen, and it would answer your questions, kind of like a Siri. But instead, it was a really sophisticated AI. And he was interviewing it. And he was asking it questions about how smart is AI. Does AI think it's better than humans? Does AI want to destroy humans? What does AI think its strengths is, weaknesses? Will AI and humans inevitably merge? Like, all interesting questions and shit. Really digging into it. And it was, like, mind-blowing to hear the answers of the AI. Like, it was pretty crazy. And just to watch that, I was like, holy fuck, bruh. Because, like, that's what the AI was literally saying. Like, it believes, the artificial intelligence believes that it is inevitable that humans and AI will merge, because it's been studying humans through technology and understands that humans are constantly evolving for better technology. Because it's not a hard thing to understand. So, like, the AI understands that, so... I mean, yeah, bro, that shit... pretty crazy.
This is crazy as fuck. It's crazy as fuck. I asked a bunch of fucking wild-ass questions. Like, bro, can you see into the future?
Yeah, he was saying the AI is available to the public, so I don't know if it was just some website or something. I probably won't be able to find the video, but if I am able to find the video, I'll link it down in the description of the podcast. But yeah. Yeah, bro. Fucking crazy.
Oh, this shit's crazy as fuck, dog. But damn, you had another topic.
So, this is probably the deepest thing that we've discussed on this episode, or that we're going to discuss. And this was a theory brought to me by a guest on the Joe Rogan podcast. I can't remember his name, but he was like like someone that studies just like life type shit. I can't remember what the profession's called. But Albert Einstein's theory is that life is all made out of the same thing, atoms, right? You remember learning that in school or whatever?
Mm.
Which is true, but all of those atoms are made up of vibrations.
Okay.
Vibrations is sound, frequency, music. Everything is made out of vibrations and sound. Life is made out of music. Because Albert Einstein said life is made out of particles, atoms. Everything is made out of this, right? And those are all made out of vibrations. Life is nothing but, you remember Jim Carrey has said it. Life is nothing but a bunch of energy, vibrations, and sounds, just all sort of flowing together. That's what life is. Life is fucking music, dog. The universe is music.
Straight music.
Yeah, bro.
Where'd you get this from?
This was a theory brought up by a guest on the Joe Rogan podcast, and like that shit was like, I was like, damn, that shit is pretty throat.
Yeah, like that's an interesting. I wouldn't even know what to call that, like theory or topic.
Because I mean, he was just saying like, I guess it's like already proven. Because like if they take like the little magnifying glasses or whatever,
Yeah.
and zoom in, like they're able to look at the atoms or whatever, right? Like the particles. And then if they zoom into those, it's all just like a bunch of moving, you know what I'm saying?
Molecules and shit.
Molecules and shit. That's like, you just keep zooming in, and that's just like the vibration of the shit. I don't know, the way he explained it, I was like, damn. Whoa.
Whoa, I was just high as fuck watching some Joe Rogan.
But to think about that, like, bro, it makes sense. It's like, dog, that explains why humans resonate with music so much, because this is something that X was onto and he was talking about. But there's different frequencies that you can use in your music to give a certain mood. So without even hearing it, they can put a sound in a song that makes you feel angry, happy, sad, hype, whatever it is that they want you to feel in that song.
Yeah. See, this whole frequency thing is kind of new to me. Like, I understand frequencies and shit, but I've only like looked at it as in like radio frequencies or like dog frequencies. But you're talking about like waves within the atoms, and like the music itself connects.
Well,
with,
I'm talking about everything in life is made out of this moving just sound.
Yeah.
In the atoms. And then I was moving over to music. Music, they in the music industry, the producers will use frequencies
Okay.
in the beats to portray, so the listener will have a different mood. And X would make his own beats, and he would do that. So like a lot of labels will put, he was saying this, will put these are X's words, satanic frequencies in songs, but these are frequencies that make you feel bad, not good.
Yeah.
And then there are artists obviously don't do that, but it's a thing. They're.
So how would you, like, I don't know the word, but how would you choose from these? Like a high frequency, would that be like a fucking good vibe, we're up type shit?
I don't know the details of the frequency. I know there are people that do there's people in the fan page community that I know that like know that shit. So people do go ahead and comment below. But like you may see on YouTube you ever see like the songs that are like slowed down, slowed and reverb. So those are similar, but there will be some with those that'll be like different frequencies. They'll change the frequency of the song. So it's just shit like that.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I kind of want to go and just change the frequency of a couple songs and see how that shit works.
Like there's a lot of people, like I would click on some of the videos where it would say like the name of the song and then in parentheses and it would be like a certain frequency.
Yeah.
And they'd be like better version or whatever. And then you see all the comments and they'd be like, "Oh, the song's so much better at this frequency." Everyone would be commenting it. And like if you're just listening it from like not even trying to notice it type of way, like you wouldn't even really notice.
Yeah.
But it's just one of the, you know what I'm saying? Like
it's just like deep into it.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, no, that's just so interesting. I haven't heard anything about that before, like ever.
Yeah. I feel like at some point we gotta look more into it, but like just to think about the fact that everything is made out of fucking sound, bro.
Yeah. It's like, bro, I've definitely thought about that shit. Cause like I was like watching one of these videos, like I was just high as fuck one night, and it was like called Forged of Steel or some shit, and it was basically where they like craft certain items. It was a challenge show. And they have to like create swords or katanas or like some type of iron cast weapon. And I remember watching one of these videos and this dude was explaining like a katana or some shit. And they said that like the blades get so sharp, like they cut through atoms themselves. It's probably just some type of hype or you know what I mean. But just thinking about that though, like basically, like whenever you get sliced open and shit, I mean it's cutting through your atoms type shit.
Yeah.
And like that's how like interesting to think about. Cause like what if we had like some type of frequency gun that could just fucking blast you apart, like like wave you, you know what I mean? Some type of molecule shit.
Yeah, I mean,
frequency gun.
There's a lot of shit about this universe that we really don't understand. I mean, think about the fact that there's like a sound barrier, and like if you go a certain speed, you break like the sound barrier, and then the speed of light. Like that shit's weird as fuck, bro.
Bro, did you hear that they've actually designed something that could take us basically damn near like the speed of light, like to space? They said like an average trip to Mars would take about 5 months. And with this, the trip would be about 4 hours with like this new propeller that they've designed.
God damn.
So you're going from 5 months to 4 hours in space, bro. They said to the moon, takes you a couple seconds.
That's too fast. I get a little dizzy, dog.
Bro, it's just, you wouldn't be able to comprehend it. Because, like, I was watching this whole video.
That's
like,
some Star Wars shit, bro.
No, literally, that's how he was explaining it. He broke it down, and he was saying that like you'll see from your perspective inside while it's moving at fucking almost light speed.
It's like just a bunch of lines from the stars and shit.
Yeah, you'll see, like, your vision will become narrowed.
It'll literally look like you're time traveling.
Yeah, and then everything's just going to be moving towards you so fast, and the lights are going to intensify. And, like, you're just fucking moving, and everything's coming close to you. And you're just seeing streaks of everything. And, like, they were explaining all that shit, bro. And I was like, what the fuck?
Bro, that's insane.
Would you ever time travel, dog? Or not time travel, but fucking, what is it? Speed travel?
I would time travel.
I would time travel. Would you?
I would. Would you want to go to the future or to the past if you time travel?
Just about to ask you that. I think I'd rather go to the future because I'm black, and we all know how that shit worked out in the past. So I'd rather go forward, move forward.
I want to go to the beginning of life, and I want to answer my questions.
I feel like unless you have like some type of spacesuit or something, you die immediately.
I mean, if I'm time traveling, I'm in some sort of time travel machine, so I'll just be chilling.
Just looking out the window, smoking a buzzy. Because, like, I remember seeing another video of them talking about this, but, like, before life itself, there just was no oxygen or none of that shit.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Still be in the formation. But that shit would be sick. And, like, bro, all this shit's crazy because I was just watching Umbrella Academy.
Yep.
And not to spoil it for anyone, you know what I mean? But basically, the plot of it is a black hole. And, like, I've always been hella interested in, like, black holes and shit. But, like, they were talking about it in the show. And I was just like, bro, that sure would be crazy as fuck to see a black hole. Like, you know you're done. As soon as you step foot by it or get close to it, you know what I mean?
Alright, so we had to do a little cut in the podcast. We're having some technical difficulties. But we basically covered all the topics. I mean, I was just wanting to go over, so as of now, when we're filming this episode, we just filmed my 1.5K sub video.
So we were already high as fuck before.
Yeah, we smoked some fucking giant fucking blunt. That shit was crazy as fuck. So yeah, this podcast is coming out this Wednesday, and that video is gonna be coming out the day after that. So if y'all want to go check that shit out, you can. My channel link down below, as well as Kyron's.
All of it's
You already
down
know.
below. All of it.
But yeah, I just appreciate everyone that has been subscribing to my channel, Kyron's channel, our podcast.
And the pod, bro. We're
Like,
growing, though.
We've been getting a lot of
We're
support.
growing.
We appreciate that shit, like, more than words can describe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, and shit, what emoji you thinking for this one?
Oh yeah, so we have to do the emoji. Let's see. I feel like for this emoji, since we talked about BLM, well, we talked about a lot. BLM and guns, abortions. I think what we should do is just do the yellow, because I was going to say the black fist, but we want to do yellow because all lives matter.
Fist where it's like that?
Yeah, the yellow fist.
The yellow fist.
For all
the yellow
lives
fist.
matters. You know what I mean? We want to keep this shit unisex. Or not unisex, but you know what I mean? Unigender.
On God.
But, yeah, man. So
On God.
throw up the yellow fist for us so that we know you guys made it to the end.
On me, and we'll catch you guys in the next podcast. Episode 9. Episode 10 coming soon. That shit's gonna be a special one.
Bro, he's about to be shroomed the fuck out.
Yes,
bro.
sir.
Shroomed out.
Well, on God.
Catch you guys in the next one.
Doses.